Hi guys, so I'm going to read Journey into Mystery number 94. So see the mighty Thor and evil Loki unite to battle the human race as the Marvel Comics group ushers in the Marvel Age of Comics. Any man who lifts his hand against Loki will have to battle Thor as well. I've succeeded in making Thor think I'm his friend, but when he's served his purpose, he shall be my next victim. The mighty Thor. Thor and Loki attack the human race. Plot Stan Lee. Script R. Burns. Art J. Sennett. Lettering S. Rosen. Look, Loki. By a slight pressure of my little finger, I can topple the leaning tower of Pisa. Run for your lives! Thor is no longer humanity's protector. He has joined forces with evil Loki to destroy mankind. One morning, at a large U.S. bomb testing site in the Pacific Ocean, we must be especially careful with this baby. The missile's carrying a nuclear warhead that will explode into space. Suddenly, in the control room, General, something's wrong. The missile is changing course. It's not heading away from Earth. It's just flying wild. Great Scott! Then there's no telling where it'll strike, or what damage it will do. We must get rid of it. Push the destruct button. Yes, sir. Click. General, we can't destroy the missile. But that's impossible. Every device in our testing program is set up so that it can be destroyed instantly on command. I know, but right now we have no control, over that missile. Well, if our electronic equipment can't blow it up, where it'll do no harm, only one person can destroy it before it's too late. Send out an immediate SOS for mighty Thor. And so an urgent worldwide message is radioed across the earth. Attention Thor. Something Thor. Achtung Thor. Attention Thor. A nuclear missile flying out of control. Contact Pentagon at once. Attende Thor. In his medical office is Dr. Blake. Hears the radio flash. Calling Thor. Thor, your assistance is needed desperately. It's a good thing my nurse, Jane Foster, is off duty today. I can switch to Thor instantly. As the lame physician hobbles to his cane and stamps it once on the floor. Thump, thump. Thor, phone the Pentagon extension 2715A. Repeat, extension 2715A. Moments later, as Thor contacts the proper authorities. Thank goodness you could hear our distress call, Thor. Here's the exact position of the runaway missile. Don't worry, I'll reach it before it hits the ground. Then, as the mighty Norse god hurls his hammer into space, grasping its unbreakable thong. I'm speeding so fast I'm practically invisible. Nobody saw me leave Dr. Blake's office, nor can anyone spot me as I streak skywards. Meanwhile, in Asgard, the heavenly citadel of the Norse gods, Loki, god of mischief, the one who can see Thor, gazes earthward and gloats. Everything is working out perfectly. It was my remote control magic which first tampered with the missile's course. Then I shattered the missile's automatic destruct device. I knew that if the deadly missile began to fly wild, beyond any human control, they'd have to call upon Thor to save the day. And here he comes. But nobody, not even Thor, dreams that this is only part of my master plan. The unsuspecting fool is flinging his enchanted hammer at the missile. Good. Odin and his council of gods thought that shackling me to this cliff with ultra-powerful Uru manacles would keep me eternally imprisoned as punishment for my wicked deeds. But they reckoned without my super cunning and remote control magic. Thor's hammer has exploded the missile at a safe distance from the ground. So far, so good. Now, as the hammer returns to Thor, I will implement the second part of my plan. I may completely exhaust my magical energy to accomplish this feat, but the result will justify the effort. I can feel the strain on my body, but I must continue. I must create a supernatural interruption to cause Thor to turn his head at the critical split second before the hammer returns to him. 'Tis done, but I'm drained of all strength. I cannot remain conscious. Oh.
A flame-breathing dragon! Behind me!
But there are no dragons on Earth in this age. What sorcery can this be? It is some supernatural menace. I'm striking an illusion that now assumes the appearance of a cloud. Simultaneously on Asgard, as Loki comes out of his faint. My diversion worked. Thor clutches his head in agony as he reaches out for the hammer, which bounces off his helmet. That means I timed the incident so perfectly that the hammer hit his chromosomatic gland, which determines and changes his personality. I'll soon see whether Thor's nature has been changed from good to bad due to the blow on his head. I'll contact him mentally. Ah, Thor has undergone a total change of personality. He's obeying the idea I put into his head to fly to Asgard and rescue me. Moments after, in another dimension.
Thor, why have you returned to Asgard?
None of your business, Heimdall. You're just the guardian of the Bifrost, the rainbow bridge which connects Asgard with Earth.
Out of my way, you flunky! Ooh! Something is amiss. Thor, the mightiest of the gods, has never abused his strength before. He actually sneered as he pushed me aside. I must alert Odin immediately.
Loki, my brother, what's happened to you? Why are you fettered with these Uru bonds? Ha! Thor doesn't even remember that I'm his arch enemy. This is my greatest triumph. Our father, Odin, did this to me, noble brother. Odin ordered the other gods to imprison me, to keep the two of us apart. He did he? Well, I'll undo his little scheme. I'll rip out the manacles and crumble them to metallic dust. This is delightful. Now that Thor's nature is like mine, I can convince him to use his power to aid my own sinister schemes. Now you are free, loyal brother. Thanks to you, Thor. I value your support, for we must stand together against yonder gods who approach us in anger.
Have you lost your mind, Thor? How could you, of all persons, free Loki, the evil one?
Silence, Odin! Speak not against my brother Loki. I resent your chaining him here like some wild beast.
Dare I believe my ears? It was you yourself who forged the Uru bonds which imprisoned Loki.
Never, Odin. I would never harm the loyal Loki. No, Thor, but Odin and his boot-looking councilmen of yes-men will harm us. They fear that our combined powers could take over Asgard itself and wrest supreme control from Odin, and that's why they seek to divide us.
So, you're up to your old tricks again, eh, Loki? And you've managed to dupe the mighty Thor into joining you. Your nature thrives on conflict and crises, thus you spend your life forever trying to cause trouble. Somehow you use your magic powers to change Thor's personality, for normally you would never side with his age-old enemy. What is your scheming mind up to this time? What have you bewitched Thor into thinking as you do?
Thor, help! Do not let Odin prime my plans for me. None may raise a hand to Loki
while Thor lives.
Odin, for this Thor shall... No, stay back. Thor is bewitched. He does not know what he does.
Ha! You know that even your strength cannot match mighty Thor's. Now, Thor and I intend to rule Asgard, but we realize that since we are each powerful in different ways, we may not be strong enough to defeat all of your loyal gods. Any struggle would end in a stalemate. But what if Thor and I hold a grave threat over your head? You'll hit us then, eh?
What threat, Loki? What is that sly brain of yours concocting now?
Earth and mankind are close to your heart, Odin. So suppose Thor and I were to go to Earth and cause terrible havoc there. Think of what we two could do against the helpless Earthlings.
Loki,
You wouldn't.
Wouldn't I? That's my plan, Odin, to make Earth my hostage till you yield control of Asgard to Thor and me.
Villain!
have you no pity for the helpless humans you may injure?
And you, Thor, who spent most of your life on Earth,
how can you lend yourself to Loki's sinister schemes? Whatever Loki wants, I want, for he is my brother.
Enough talk. You know our terms, Odin. If you want to save the human race, surrender Asgard to us.
Come, Loki, hold tight to my waist, while my invincible hammer transports us to the mortal world.
Odin, what can we do to stop them before they make a shambles of Earth?
I do not know, but what troubles me most is the change in Thor. Till now Thor was my favourite son, noblest of all the Norse gods. Now his nature has become the opposite of his former self, undoubtedly because of some of Loki's evil magic. But how could Loki have wrought such a terrible change? I must ponder.
Soon as Loki and Thor reach the Earth. This is the moment, Thor. Create thunderstorms all over this puny planet.
It is child's play for me, Loki. Behold!
Now produce lightning bolts to destroy man's proudest achievements.
Thump, 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 thump.
As you command, my brother.
Now let the earth taste your full wrath. Cause earthquakes which will bring all mankind to its knees.
It shall be done.
And so, disaster strikes in every quarter of the globe.
Why has Thor done this to us?
We thought Thor was the friend of humankind, not its enemy.
What have we done to anger mighty Thor?
Ha! More! What further damage can you do with your powers?
By twirling my hammer like a giant fan, I can command the power of a tornado, a power which can blow anything away, even the Taj Mahal. I can create enough suction to whisk famous landmarks, like the Eiffel Tower, into the atmosphere, and then cut the empty flying structures into ribbons, as if they were mere sausages fed into a slicing machine. With this crushing power of my Uru hammer, I can grind the proudest stone pyramid into a pile of rubble, tear the Golden Gate Bridge to shreds, seal up the Panama Canal so that it becomes worthless, and by the mere pressure of a finger, push over the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There, I've done my share of wrecking. Now, Loki, see what you can do to make mankind tremble.
Very well, Thor. Since I have magical powers, I can conjure up all sorts of illusions and transformations. For example, I can turn an ordinary whale into a fearful sea serpent, bring the Sphinx to a semblance of life, and make it gallop through the streets of Cairo, animate structures like the Empire State Building, and have them rock themselves away from their foundations, and perform simpler feats, such as awaking prehistoric behemoths in museums. So you see, Thor, we make a great team. Between us we can accomplish anything.
Aye, Loki. Even now strangely garbed humans approach, bearing the white flag of surrender.
We are a special committee from the United Nations. All of us are scholars in the ancient Norse legends. We cannot understand why you are attacking humanity so mercilessly.
Begone, fools! We care not what you understand, so long as Odin, monarch of the gods, understands our scheme. We will continue to blackmail Odin by wreaking havoc on Earth till he yields control of Asgard to the two of us.
Then let us try to intercede with Odin, for our planet cannot long endure your assault. Come to our UN building, home of all the Earth nations, and hear us request to Odin to surrender to you.
Sounds like a good idea, eh, Thor? Sentimental Odin won't be able to resist mankind's desperate appeal for him to save their puny planet.
Very well, mortal. We'll observe the outcome of your message to Odin.
We thank you. The UN Assembly has been prepared for this solemn occasion. Follow us, please.
And so,
now tell us, Thor, how can we contact the omnipotent Odin?
Only an immortal can summon the king of the gods. It will require a signal, and the most fitting signal of all will be the destruction of the UN emblem which stands behind me.
Then, as Thor hurls his awesome hammer, a trap door suddenly opens beneath his feet and...
Ooh!
What deviltry is this? Thor has been taken by surprise. His hammer returns, but he cannot catch it. Now the hammer hovers over the place where Thor has fallen. But how? Why? Who is controlling it?
I control...
Oh. Wait, is that Odin? Oh.
I control it, and now it will drop, striking this exact part of his brain, his chromosomic gland, where, owing to your trickery, he has received such a fateful blow once before.
How did you know that?
As I told you, we are experts on the Norse gods. We can even understand the subtle, sinister schemes of Loki. Do you recognize us now?
Odin and the gods of Asgard.
Oi, Loki. It took us a while to figure out how you transformed Thor's personality into one as evil as yours. But when we did, we planned this means of restoring Thor to his original noble, heroic self, my true son and heir.
But you'll never recapture me, Odin. I'll vanish from sight.
Nay, Loki. My magic hammer now flies more swiftly than you can work your magic. I know you now for the rogue you are, Loki. Though you are my brother in name, my brother in fact, you shall always be my enemy in spirit. Quick, lords of Asgard! Seize Loki while he remains stunned.
Moments later, mighty Thor mounds the assembly rostrum.
Forgive me, people of Earth, for the destruction I wrought while under Loki's spell. We gods of Asgard vow, with our supernatural powers, to repair all the damage done to your planet. Everything shall become once again as it was.
And the memory of these events shall be erased from the minds of men.
Later on Asgard. Now that Loki is once again imprisoned, one thing still troubles me, Father Odin. What if he should escape again? And what if we should be unable to thwart his plans?
Do not fret, my son. No matter how strong or how sly evil may be, there will always be a champion to challenge and defeat it. A champion such as mighty Thor, noblest of the gods, protector of mankind.
The end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.